What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another video, and this one is Seeking Sister Wife Season 4 Episode 1. Who doesn't like thirds? The title of this one is. Well, with that being said, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, and let's get into this episode.
Get the pepper? Oh, it's right there. Oh, you want this one? I'm April. I'm Jennifer. And we're the Davis family. Will you get me some juice, Flo? Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, I'll get it. I've been interested in plural relationships for almost, I'd say, close to 15 years, maybe. It was just a natural way to be. I don't know that I have the room to limit what it is that I bring to just one individual. I don't know if that's okay for me to do. The women that I'm with recognize that it's, in some sense, maybe proper.
I mean, Nick's a lot to handle, let's just say that. And,
You said Nick's a lot to handle, what do you mean?
in a lot of ways, Nick's a lot to handle in the bed. Nick's a lot to handle, in general, in his personality. It's nice to be able to have helping hands.
There was some hit and miss before I found the right chemistry, the right composition, successfully, so.
I met Nick in college, and we've been together now for 14 years. I really didn't know anything about polygamy, really. It was just, this was the man that I loved and wanted to be with, and there's just going to happen to be multiple of us women that are in love with him and want to be with him and want to be there to support him.
Jennifer, what do you want?
Orange juice.
You got it.
This is my first polygamous relationship, and it's been 4.5, almost 5 years now. April introduced me to Nick with the potential of me being a sister wife at some point.
Jen and I actually became friends through working together. It just became evident to me that she was a great person, that there was a lot of high intellect in that big brain of hers, and I knew that Nick would find that attractive.
Pretty immediately, Nick made me feel like the most beautiful, the most courageous, the most fearless woman, and from there, I just knew that this was meant to be, and I wouldn't want anything else.
You know, I find it quite interesting how when you look at the two young ladies, it's like one is a younger, slimmer version, the other one is an older, bigger version. It's like he was with the first one for a while, but then she kind of like lost her way. And when you had the opportunity to kind of get one that was basically what she used to be, because both women look exactly the same, like hair, same thing. Face, pretty much the same thing, just that their body shapes are just different, do you know what I mean? And the ages. So it seems to me as if my man was like, oh, so I have an opportunity to have a younger version of you that is, well, basically, he's basically dating what she used to be. I'm sorry, I just find it funny. So it's what I'm just seeing. Anyway, let's just, and now I've said it, you're going to see what I'm talking about in case you haven't seen it already. But anyway, let's continue. If you're offended, it is what it is. Let's get it.
It smells delicious.
It really does. Since we weren't able to legally be married, all of us together, I am legally married to April. We changed our last names to match Nick's last names to show others how committed we are to this relationship.
Also, I think it kind of prevents there being any misunderstanding about the importance of anyone. For example, if April and I were married.
Wait, Wait, what? I'm baffled here. If Nick is married to April, I believe, how can April then be married to the other girl? I forgot her name already, but what? Because if she's already... Okay, we learn new things every day. If somebody knows me, if somebody knows how this works, comment section, let me know, because I'm like confused, but okay.
May not feel as included in our relationship as she is. I think it just kind of evens the playing field.
Here, I'm gonna try one to see if I can put enough stuff on it.
I'll burn your tongue.
I always taste too soon.
Oh, no good,
Awesome.
no good.
Give me the one.
Practicing a polygamous relationship is beneficial for lots of reasons. Simple things like there's not just two of us to cook dinner or two of us to clean the house.
I'm gonna do one more. Spread the salt. Okay.
And just the day-to-day emotional support as well, like you would if you had a best friend to call on, but it's just in-house.
And her ass is perfect. That was right. No,
God,
no part of it.
no.
Oh, okay.
And so, Nick, do you want me to make your plate, baby?
Please, thank you.
I can definitely say that I've been ostracized because of my lifestyle. It has not been totally accepted by all members of my family. I've been blocked on social media by certain members of my family when it was revealed the type of happy, and this is what makes me happy, and, you know, sucks for them, honestly.
Listen, first time seeing the couple, can't be too can't have too many opinions or too many assumptions, but I'm getting vibes that she didn't do this because she wanted to, or because it made her comfortable. I think that she did this because she just didn't want to lose her man, and she thought that maybe bringing in a younger slimmer version or whatever would be something that would want him to stick around, knowing that he can have the best of both worlds, rather than potentially him move. Because the question is, though, when it's the first polygamous relationship, I really wonder what their relationship was like around that time when she decided to bring in another woman. Was their relationship maybe on the rocks? Was she feeling like maybe he was going to put away? Again, I can only really assume with this minimal information that I have, but I just get vibes that she's doing this for a purpose of keeping him around, not because she's fully committed to the lifestyle herself in particular. But at the end of the day, I could be extremely wrong, because again, I've got a minimum information here, but I'm just trying to judge based on what on what I have, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is something that we find out later on in the season. But anyway, it's interesting. But let's continue.
Understanding how we move, helping us improve, and blessing our sisters too. In our names we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you. That's really good.
The current sleeping arrangements at home is that we all share one bed.
Morning. Just getting up here. Part of that is because of space. I mean, we have the smallest house ever right now. We had to work it out the way we worked out, and it ended up working out in a way that we prefer.
Not one of us spent the night without Nick, because it's very special to be able to, sleep next to the one you love, for sure.
I like to be snuggled up in the middle. Nice spot.
I'll get the buns out here in like a minute.
Oh, yeah.
All right, our schedule for sex is whenever I feel like it or whenever they feel like it.
Our schedule for sex is that there is no schedule for sex.
Try to make sure everybody's taken care of.
You make sure we're all taken care of, Nicholas.
There's never a time
there's not a problem. In regard to intimacy, we always make sure that we're in a separate area of the house. When Nick's doing his thing, having one-on-one time with one of the ladies, make sure that they have that time to themselves.
We got parent-teacher conference next week.
So it'll be interesting to have all of us go to the new school. Nick has been a part of my son William's life since he was 6 months old, and he has been a great father to him.
I love that boy.
I've never had to explain our relationship to William because it's always been something that's just been normal for him. And he's grown up with friends that are raised by their grandparents or raised by their aunts and uncles. He's been exposed to a lot of diversity, and so this is just another element of diversity as far as he's concerned. We'll play a game in a little bit, kiddo, if you want to go play for a little bit.
I am a stay-at-home dad. In our household, the women are the breadwinners. That's the way we run things here. That's the way we like it to be structured.
He's a what? Sorry? He's a what? A stay what? Who? A stay what? Wait, what? This guy. Nah, you know what? I said it a second ago that I feel like she is doing this to keep him around. Boy, I'm 100% convinced now. Convinced. Because first she was like, oh, he's not actually the daddy to my kid, but when I met him, he was a great father and he's always been really good with my son. And I was like, that is a rare thing to find nowadays. Sometimes, depending on your situation, it is rare to find someone to be a good, step parent for your child if the other parent's completely non-existent, right? So I said, okay, that's a reason why she probably wants to keep him around, to be fair, adding on to what I was thinking. But I was like, that's too much of a reach though, because it doesn't necessarily mean that. But then man was like, the women are the breadwinners and I'm a stay-at-home dad. At that point, I was like, yeah, she would do anything to make sure you don't go nowhere. Yes, and this guy is living life like La Vida Loca. But here's the thing though, is being a stay-at-home dad, a man that stays home, is that living La Vida Loca, or does that just expose who you are as a person? Expose that maybe you're not that much of a man or a leader, or you're not that masculine. What does it really say? I'm not too sure. But as far as I'm concerned, based on how stereotypically we are built, men are supposed to always, in some way, some form, contribute to the house. Obviously, in today's society, it's very easy for women to be the breadwinners, you know what I mean? I was in that situation myself prior, you know what I mean? But it didn't mean that I was not going to work. Simple as that. So, to be honest with you, and at the same time, he's a stay-at-home dad for what? That boy is fully grown. He's fully grown. He can go and get jobs now. He can go and do things now. Maybe at the beginning, he was stay-at-home dad, looking after the kid, I'll be doing the school runs, all them kind of things, while she would have worked, which is why she likes to have him around. But where is the benefit now? I mean, listen, if there's any stay-at-home moms right now, let me know. And you've got a grown kid, you've got kids that are adults now, you don't have to look after them as much as you did before, okay? What responsibilities do you actually have at that point? You know what I mean? Let me know, educate me so I know what responsibilities this guy has. But to be honest with you, regardless of what responsibilities you would have, either way, I come from a society, a generation where a man doing this, yeah, you're gonna get laughed at, bro. Nah. She is 100% doing this to keep him around. That's it. I don't believe that. Nah, that's it. This polygamous thing, lifestyle. She just wants to keep him around. End of conversation. Tell me otherwise. I knew my first assumption was, I knew I was onto something. Anyway, let's continue.
We prefer it that way, honestly. Like, I would go crazy if I was at the house all the time, and I pride myself on being a breadwinner, and Jenny's right there with me. I am a manager at an organization company. Jen is management in an IT company. Jen and I make more than enough money by ourselves. We don't need that. We don't want that.
Let me just say this right quick. If you look at a chessboard, the king doesn't really move much, because he just moves a square an hour. The king just kind of holds court. Now, please, continue.
No, all I wanted to say is the thing that Nick's able to do is to read and learn and decipher things that I would never be able to do.
I'm gonna get into the store here. Okay.
The fact that my man still sees himself as a king is beyond me. King of what? You know, and they allow him to have that role, that title of being a king. One of them should have been like, king of what? You don't do anything. You may clean and do a few things, but we are the breadwinners. Oh man. Anyway, TLC. I don't know how they be creating TV shows and me. I don't know where TLC recruit their people from, but this is something else. Anyway, let's continue.
This concept, they call it particle wave duality. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's this idea in quantum physics where every quantum entity or subatomic particle, they can be expressed in two different forms, okay? There's an aspect of it that's a particle, and then it can also be expressed as a wave.
The passion that he has for learning and growth and development and research, you know, it's definitely a passion that we...
It's attractive.
That we share, you know. I love it. And I think that's the beautiful part about this relationship is just learning from each other.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that I've learned from Nick and then I've learned from you that have really changed me into the woman I'm growing into. And so, you know, thank you so much.
I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm just so thankful that I'm able to have a thinker at home that all he does is read and think and tell me about all the things that he's been able to research and what that means, how that applies to us here, and how that makes it to where we don't have to be stressed in our life like everyone around us. I don't walk around with anxiety or hurt or any of those things. And if I didn't have Nick in my life, I probably would. Not everyone in the world has a Nick. And I'm just thankful that I do.
You know what? Screw it. That's it. You know what? I need to find myself a honey. You know what I mean? I need to find myself a woman and be like, listen, this is exactly what I'm bringing to the table. I'm not working on nothing. I'm bringing my brain. I'm a thinker and I'm a researcher. When you're off, I'm going to think of things, research things, and be like, bam, this is what I did today. But I did nothing to really contribute to the earnings of the house. Yes. That's... Am I missing something here? Am I over exaggerating right now? Like, am I tripping? What's going on here? What is this guy? I don't know what kind of con artist game he's doing here. I don't know how he's getting. Come on, man. And I know. If the shoe was on the other foot, if it was a woman, my comments wouldn't be the same. Blah 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 blah. Again, like I said, everything that I'm saying is just based on the generation that I came from. You know what I mean? Okay, where the man is generally doing something that is productive to his pocket and helping out with the family. Okay, obviously we now live in a world where both a man and a woman can be productive. But I've never ever lived in a world where a man can do nothing, but a woman can do everything. It's been usually a situation where a man will be the one that goes to work and the woman is the one that stays at home and makes the home into a home by doing all the top ups, whatever it is, keeping the plants fresh or keeping the house clean, taking the kids for school run, you know what I mean, planning this and that, making sure dinner's ready, you know what I mean? Them kind of course, obviously, but again, I'm used to that. That's normal to me. So it's like, yeah, but this guy right here, not only is he doing nothing, but not only has he got a woman who's paying for everything and him doing nothing, but he's got 2 women. 2! And he's doing, and they're saying that we love him because he's a what? I think. Oh man, I'm about hey, listen. Yeah, I'm about to go off on Patreon on this couple, man. That's just for sure. Let's continue.
I could say the same thing about having you come along. There's things that I had to learn about myself that you were like the perfect mirror for me to have to look in order for me to be able to learn it.
And we're all doing that with each other, you know, to show ourselves the aspects and elements that are difficult to see. And that would absolutely have to be maintained with whoever we bring into this situation. Being a family of 3, it sets up good groundwork for us to expand. We spend all our time with each other, so finding someone who can fit into that groove also, that's probably our biggest challenge. For anybody else that comes along in the future, there's work involved, you know what I mean?
Coming up.
I think it'd be good for you guys to have a sister.
You better get up.
Hi, Nadine.
big boy. Hi. Oh, yeah. I'm Danielle.
I'm Garrett.
And we're the Bearfields. We have been together
15 years? And then we started living plural.
We started dating actually 4 years ago next month.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning, buddy.
We have 2 sons. Solomon, he'll be 12 soon, and Jeremiah's our oldest. He is 13. Do you guys want to maybe work on the dishes a little bit? I'll make some breakfast.
You do it the other way around.
We're very open with our boys about living plural, and I think they really like it.
They were like, so does that mean we get double Christmas presents?
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
They did do that. That's fine.
that was one of their main things.
That's fine.
Well, here's this. Did you do a washcloth yet?
We define polygamy as a man having more than one wife, and the wives we consider to be close, like sisters. Polygamy is really something we felt God led us to. We believe that it's a reflection of how he is with his church. He has multiple, people, and he loves them all equally and the same.
It's about not limiting love and babies, having a family, a big family. How'd you guys sleep?
Oh, thank you, babe.
Good.
We've definitely made a lot of sacrifices to live this way. When my family found out that me and Danielle were wanting to live plural, they basically disowned me.
They said it would have been better if Garrett was gay.
Or I should have got a whore.
Oh, yeah.
And then they kicked us off the property. It kind of ended everything we had to do with that.
A little cramped in here, huh?
Yeah, this is definitely that.
Good thing Roberta's not here yet, because that would be a really tight space. Roberta is our sister wife.
I'm not too sure how being polygamous and being gay is in comparison. It's 2 different bloody things. Honestly, like the comparisons that people have these days, or the alternatives that people have these days, are just beyond me. Like, it's nowhere near the same thing. Honestly, people and their lack of education is just, But anyway, let's continue with this couple.
My sister, she lives in Brazil, so she's
Our profile picture, and I thought she was very beautiful.
We have been courting her as a potential sister wife since we first met her 3 years ago.
But she's not in America, and it's been a big challenge getting her here.
Do you believe that your marriage is irretrievably broken?
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Merrifield.
Garrett and I had to get divorced, so Garrett could file the fiancé visa, saying that, you're engaged to someone and you want them to come to America. When we first started living plural, I dealt with a lot of jealousy, and finding Roberta definitely made me address a lot of insecurities.
Seeing Roberta and Garrett hug, kiss, embrace, it's a little bit awkward.
Sister, I need to...
I mean, listen, man, they must really like this Roberta woman. And she even went and got a divorce just to, I just wouldn't do that. Because what if Roberta comes over to the States, you know what I mean, gets that green card, and she's like, yeah, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, I found another one. Then you would have got a divorce for what? Nah, don't be doing that. No. I can't really agree with that, just in case you're being used, you know what I mean? But hey, man, if you want it, you want it.
Our room, we had an intimate moment.
Yeah.
It hurt my feelings because she had told me that intimacy wasn't the most important thing. Finding out that they were intimate, I felt like I was lied to in that moment. Like, they really didn't want me to be there, and it made me feel like I wish I would have been alone. Since our last trip to Mexico, I have been praying and fasting as well. People think you can't change, but jealousy sucks, and it's pretty cruel what it does.
Whoa. Yeah, maybe scoot that in before you knock everything off.
Ultimately, we decided to continue the journey of adding to our family.
A little over a year ago, we met up with Roberta in Mexico because she didn't have a visa. We wanted to have a commitment ceremony, before God and each other.
Hey guys, just so you know, I'm a jealous person, but I'm gonna be in a polygamous relationship no matter what anyway. Oh, brain cells are just blowing up right now. My brain cells have been affected. What? Why torture yourself? Why? You know, it's going to be quite interesting though to see obviously people that do live that polygamous lifestyle coming in the comment section and letting me know like why, and is this really how it works sometimes for you? You know what I mean? Because obviously there's people that are in the lifestyle that are going to understand certain aspects that I may not be able to understand. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I'll be looking to see what you're going to say so I can learn from you. But I won't be looking for it because I'm necessarily looking to agree with you per se. I'm just looking to understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? So I can process it. So therefore, when I make another reaction, I can take that into consideration. You dig what I'm saying? Because I like to learn. You know what I mean? But you know what though, man? The world that we're going in, I may consider going to this poly lifestyle, you know? Just about handle being in a relationship with one person. Imagine being with 2 people. Damn, that's a headache and a half. Thinking about it is a headache right now. But then again, nowadays though, the success rates for polygamous relationship, from what I remember, is actually higher from the success rates of the general average relationship of just 2 people. Apparently, this polygamous lifestyle has a very good stats in success. And to be fair, you know, my record with just being one person hasn't definitely been that great, hence why now I am single by choice. I may have to try this out, you know. Damn, I just gotta find someone. No one jump in my DMs, okay? That's not an invite. Calm yourself down. I know you all want a little bit of this, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was funny. Okay, whatever, let's go.
Know that I am committed to both of you for life, through sickness, through health, through the good and the bad, and I will be there no matter what. So the commitment ceremony that we had is not legal marriage. We actually can't do any kind of legal stuff until she's actually in America.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard doing school, hasn't it, guys? In the camper.
It has been over a year now since we've seen Roberta in person. Roberta had her visa approved not too long ago, but she hasn't come to the U.S. yet because her mom's health is
Game, not knowing when she'll be here. But we're definitely planning as soon as she gets here to definitely start the baby making process again.
What do you guys think about more siblings? I guess a boy, maybe.
I think it'd be good for you guys to have a sister.
You better get on the baby making then, huh?
Well, once Bert gets here. Roberta definitely wants to have children. We did try it in Cabo when we went down last November.
Derek failed on getting her pregnant.
Thanks for doing the dishes, buddy.
In preparation for Roberta coming to the U.S. and hopefully Bert and Derek having more babies, we started building a bigger home from scratch.
Beijos, mi amor. Love you. I have a custom home building company, so it's a lot easier for us as a family to design a home that fits our plural lifestyle.
My parents have basically their own little apartment, I would call it. We want to be close to them as they age and be able to help them. They've been really kind and supportive about us living a plural lifestyle.
Temporarily, we were living in a fifth-wheel trailer until we can get moved into our new house.
We've been living in the trailer for almost 5 months. It's definitely been a little cramped living in the trailer with 2 teenage boys and a dog. It's getting so hot. I'm gonna take this off. Cooking in a camper.
So I'm sure hope.
You see, I don't understand why people want to introduce someone new to their home if they haven't even got a home that's big enough. Like, they just said that their place is too... I really hope that they move. You know what? Reminds me, disclaimer. I know obviously there's people that are part of the polygamous lifestyle, of course, you know what I mean, okay? So if there's anything that I do say that you may find offensive per se, but due to my lack of knowledge and me willingness to learn right now, just educate me rather than come in the comments and be like, hey man, you can't say this, man, you can't say that, man, because, well, I already said it. The best thing is for, you know, to say, actually, this is how it works. So, you know, educating myself and other people in the comment section would be great. But if you come in with a certain level of energy, well, then I just won't really care about what you got to say, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Constructive criticism is good when it's directed nicely, yes. Anyway, with that being said, though, let's continue. But so far, I'm enjoying this episode, though. You know what I mean? This is something new. Never seen an episode of Seeking Sister's Wife before. And you know what, man? I definitely, at this moment in time, do prefer it to sister wives. Because, boy, sister wives, obviously, you're just watching the same couple of again and again with just the problems going back and forth. This one, we're getting a different range of different people. You know what I mean? Which is nice. But then again, Sister's Wives has been going on for so many seasons now. So like, this one is fresh. So that's why it probably feels nice. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's continue.
The whole thing with, you know, you wanting to find a third.
Oh my gosh.
Danielle approached me and said, hey, I think maybe God wants us to have another wife. I was shocked.
It was a little hard for Bert when we first decided to start seeking a third because she's wanting to settle down first before the third comes. For me, I explained to her that the third wife would help balance out the fact that if Bert's with Garrick, then I have someone to support me and we can do things together and vice versa, so we're not alone.
This woman's actually getting on my nerves. You are insecure. You don't even trust him, pretty much. Listen, she said that when they were there, them two decided to have their fun without her, without even allowing her to know. Do you know what I mean? So he's already done the dirty deed behind your back anyway, which obviously which isn't supposed to happen. Because I know that in polygamous relationship, you know, you're supposed to have conversations about the things that you can and cannot do. Okay, and at the end of the day, he's already broken one of those rules. And why she still wants to go along with this plan, I just don't understand. Because it's clearly not for you. It's gonna drive you insane. And from the trailer as well, there was a part of the trailer where she and Roberta go get into it, and she's just bawling her eyes out. She was like, you know what though? It's like sometimes in life we have a chance to actually block ourselves or stop ourselves from putting ourselves in situations that is going to make us angry, emotional, and just anything that just isn't positive. But for some reason, some of us have a tendency to still want to go to that direction of where we will be hurt. Because somebody, what was, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue. But right now, she's annoying me because like all the red flags are there for why she should not be in a polygamous relationship. The red flags are there for her, if that makes sense. She can see how it's not going to work, but she's like, oh, we're going to do it anyway because it'd be a helping hand for me and this and that. Lady, I don't know who you're fooling, but you need to stop fooling yourself because you're only going to hurt yourself. Because while you're hurting yourself, your husband over here or ex-husband over here, he's going to be too busy getting his little wee nice and wet with Roberto, you know what I mean? Roberta, you know what I mean? TMI? Was that TMI? I don't care. Let's continue.
Right?
I mean, I see both of your guys' feelings on that, right? She wants, quality time when she gets here, but at the same time, I can see where you're going to go from not having every night.
Yeah, that will be a change. I am not expecting that jealousy will come back for me. I think there will definitely be an adjustment with a third coming in, and I think it'll be maybe a little more challenging for Roberta being on the opposite end of that,
I did think it would help her, though, too, because what about the night she's not with me?
I told
hard on Roberta with us looking for a third, but at the same time, we can't just wait around and not be open to our family growing when we believe that our family's going to have more than, 2 wives. So we've been courting a lady from California and starting to build a good connection with her.
We have been getting to know Leah for about, I think it's like 3 weeks now.
I met her on social media.
Garrett was attracted to her first off.
She's very artistic.
I feel like she's bold.
Very bold and driven. She's a go-getter, which is neat.
Leah is a nurse. She does have one son, pretty close in age to our boys. Leah has been in a plural relationship before, but it didn't work out. She was really young at the time.
Yeah, I've kind of hoped and prayed that if God wants it, we would have the third, but it's going to be hard.
My guy likes his flavors. Got a thing coming in. Is it Brazil, Mexico? Mexico, right? He's got a thing coming from Mexico. Yeah? A little bit Latino. He's like Latina, right? Now he's got a thing coming. And now he's got a melanin as well. Right? He's got the white American, okay? He's got the Latino, and then he's got the black. Oh, the melanin. Oh, my man is living that life. You know what's mad? This one right here, though, he's main woman. You know what I mean? The first one. Oh, man, she's gonna have one hell of a roller coaster of a season. Oh, dear, this is gonna be emotional to watch because I can just imagine it. Obviously, I'm not saying this is what would happen. Okay, so disclaimer: this isn't it. But just imagine like all of them were all just toxic as hell. This will be the conversation. She'll be like, "Oh, so I see you always wanted to go for the men all the time. What is the white not good enough for you? Oh, I see you always want to go for the white. Is the Latino not good for you? Oh, I see you always want to go for the white. Is this not good for you?" It becomes like a whole race war. Yeah. But of course, that's not going to happen because, of course, it seems to me as if right now we've only got one toxic person. But just imagine, oh, I see now why you want a little bit of the different flavors. Why is you always eat her out more than me? Okay, too much TMI. I'm going way too far. What can I say? Anyway, let's continue, please. People are like, I can't watch this guy anymore. This guy's way too much for me, man. I need to lock off real quick. 5 seconds later, I'm still watching. Of course you're still watching. Why? Because I've got you hooked. And when you're hooked, you know what that means? You gotta hit that subscribe button. Okay, come on now. Notification on as well. And at the same time, hit the like button too. And for the people that are new to the channel, just so you know, we do have Patreon. And on Patreon is where we do our extra content that is unfiltered, unrestricted, where I can go all out and saying how I feel the way I want to say it, because YouTube restricts me with my language, of course. But anyway, let's continue, ladies and gentlemen.
California on the West Coast, so we're thinking about traveling there to meet her. We just feel like there's something there and we want to see where it goes. We can see how that would be hard for Bert, but I don't think there's ever a perfect time. Sometimes you just have to be willing to roll with the punches.
She's gonna be jealous.
Remember that?
Yeah. Coming up, I'm Steve.
I'm Vida.
We're the Follies, and we're looking for.
I'm Steve. My high school sweetheart and I had been married for 12 years. We had 2 kids and never thought about polygamy. My first wife was LDS, and I grew up in southern Nevada where polygamy was practiced, but it was purely religious. And it's something that's frowned upon in mainstream LDS religion. So that thought that we would enter into any sort of bliss type relationship was never any sort of conversation until meeting Brenda.
I'm Brenda, and I'm Steve's wife.
We're the Foleys. We're from Texas, and we're looking for our next sister wife. Good morning.
Hey, you made it back.
I did. I'm going to work out this morning down in the arena.
Okay.
I'm going to come pick you up.
Polygamy in a nutshell is a man who has more than one wife, and we just are one big happy family.
Some people think of polygamy as glorified cheating, and to me that just shows their ignorance. It's just another way to build a strong family with a strong foundation. More love, more support, more help, more fun. The first time that I saw Brenda, probably about 8 years ago, she was wearing a football jersey from the local team in Houston. So I was a great conversation starter, you know, and it gives me an in to go talk. My first wife was right there with me, and we all three of us just started talking then.
When Steve first came up to me, I was like, oh my God, what a hottie. And then I noticed the wedding ring and his wife right there too. So I was like, oh, okay. They're just a really friendly couple coming over to say hi.
It just kind of evolved from nice jersey to, you know, what are you doing? Would you be interested? Yeah, maybe just moved to Houston.
Guys
What's
should
it
check these
do?
places out. And then we just started conversating.
When we left there, we're like, you want to meet again?
I was like, yeah, great. Because I felt the same way. And, you know, it was nice.
We just started off as friends. We started meeting up for lunches, coming over.
It wasn't even in my mind when I met them, like, maybe this is a potential relationship or anything. We were just always on each other's mind and always just looking forward to seeing each other.
At this point, all of us are developing, you know, feelings for each other beyond just what friendship feelings are. And then at one point, we're sitting on the back patio. I don't remember who said it, if it was me or if it was, you know, are we dating? Because that's what it felt like. There was this moment of silence when I said, you know, nobody wanted to be the first person to say yes. Right? And then it was like, yeah, you know, we kind of are.
Plural family for me was totally new concept, and coming into an established marriage was scary because you don't want to cross any boundaries or feel like one is more important than the other, because for me, both of them were very important.
The term sister wife was like not something we even thought of. I mean, it wasn't.
Like, we didn't really know like what her and I relationship was. It's more like we would just say like best friends.
People would ask, like, isn't your wife enough? You know, why do you need somebody else? But I always said, like, everybody's had strawberry shortbread. This is the best dessert ever. I love it. And then someone comes up to you and says, hey, why don't you try some whipped cream on top of that? And you're like, wow, I did not know this even existed, and this is great, right? Even though you're happy with the cake and the strawberry, the fact that you've now experienced it with the whipped cream is just that dynamic that we experienced to show me, like, wow, yeah, maybe this was a type of relationship that I was meant for. But there were a lot of people at that time that did kind of look on it negatively, and they did feed that negativity into the relationship. So unfortunately, my wife at the time made the decision to not be a part of the relationship anymore. For me, it was really, really hard because I saw everything just collapse like overnight, and I didn't really understand why. Because we were happy. This is great. I'm happy that we moved down here.
Love you.
Me too. After my first relationship ended, Brenda and I both felt like that was something that we wanted to experience again.
You know, this is that couple right now. You're watching it. You're thinking every season on a show, there's always someone or couple that's just a bit like, ugh. But to be fair with you, you know, because I'm getting these vibes right now, I wouldn't be surprised if like episode 3, 4, maybe 5, this couple ends up being the most freaking explosive and the most entertaining one. Because to be honest with you, sometimes the ones that catch us and seem to be the most sane at the beginning are the ones that are probably the most effed up, if you dig what I'm saying. So, yeah. But we'll see. Because right now I'm just like, yeah. You're giving me nothing to add on really and truly. You know what I mean? But you never know. But like I said before, there is always that potential, right? But let's continue anyway.
Met her through a social media app almost 6 months ago now. And we can tell, you know, as this progresses on, like, yeah, okay, there is something there. This is more than just a friend.
Hey, how are you?
You want to drive over to the Cape and we'll pick you up at the dock? We'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye.
Bye.
April is 21.
I'm double her age. There's a 21-year age difference between us.
17-year difference between me and April. But we get along great. We can hold conversations with her. It's very easy to be around her.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
My name is April, and I've been dating Brenda and Steve for a few months now.
Nice to see you.
With Brenda, I would say that we're really good friends.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's awesome. It's good seeing you again.
And how do you feel about him?
About him? Oh, gosh.
I like April a lot. I had reached out to her because, I mean, she was cute, she had a great smile, and she didn't have those preconceived monogamous relationship ideals, and she didn't ask one question about this kind of relationship. And for me, that was refreshing because it's not like, you know, what does that mean? How does it work? What is all these normal questions people ask? And you just get kind of tired of answering the same, continue the conversation going forward. Getting ready. It's voting season. Are we ready?
I'm ready. The age difference does make me nervous because there's going to be a time where I'm going to get older and, you know.
Actually, you know what? I'm calling it right now. This guy right here, he's probably going to be the most controlling, most narcissistic person of the season. I'm getting those vibes. Everything about him just seems to be it's too calm, too controlled, too calculated. You know, like Benjamin. You know Benjamin from 90 Day Fiancé before 90 Days, the way man was moving. You know them ones. So to be honest, this guy here, yeah, he's definitely the one we need to watch out for. I feel like he's going to be the one that people are going to be like, oh, not this guy again. With these ways, because nah, he's a calculated little guy. He's one of those, yeah, definitely a narcissist. Calling it now. Tell me otherwise, but I'm right. I know I am. Okay, come on now. This is TLC. They always have a narcissist in every single season of anything that they do. Am I lying? Don't worry, I can wait. Let's continue.
It's like, are you still gonna love me if I'm this age and she's only this age? Like, aren't you gonna feel more attracted to this person? From my perspective, that won't be an issue. Plus, I mean, I just saw a picture of Christy Brinkley at like 67 years old, and she looks like she's 30. I know, but I mean, you age so well.
I mean,
so
some people age well, but like, you don't know. I don't know how I'm going to age. I mean, I'm really bad at my facial like routine.
How are you feeling about things, Bimbo? Thank you for asking. Because I know somebody was like,
Things were touchable, not too much tension or anything like that.
Going into a poor relationship, the scariest part was like how Brenda was feeling. I know Steven's looking to date somebody, but like how was she feeling about that?
You know, it makes me happy seeing how well you two get along. And I haven't seen like any clashes or anything between you.
I feel like that's a good thing, though.
It's a great thing.
I'm kind of disappointed.
I mean, sometimes it may be entertaining to see. The biggest threat initially when we're adding a third person is the internal struggles, because there has to be those connections and that trust and that respect.
I mean, this is somebody else that's going to be out with my husband on one-on-ones, and you have to know that their intentions are good for him and for myself and for the whole of the relationship, not just her own selfish needs. So with April, I think our communication does need a little tweaking. I don't know if this is going to actually work because I don't feel that deeper connection with her yet.
But here's the thing though. You see that deeper connection that she's talking about? Sadly for her, I don't think it really matters. Like, at the end of the day, if he wants her, then they're gonna have her added to their mix regardless. It doesn't matter whether or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, this guy's a narcissist. He's gonna say, no, we called her and I want her. If you haven't got a connection, that's a you problem. You get there when you get it. You know what I mean? Watch. Narcissistic vibes. Telling you now. Let's go. Come on now.
I'm really excited for them. I think that it will be really good for them to kind of have a good one-on-one.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers.
We're actively seeking a third sister wife to come along with us. We are currently dating a woman named Danielle. We initially got in contact with her through a dating site. She's 22 years old, but you wouldn't be able to tell by having a conversation with her, honestly. She has an old soul.
What stood out to me was she's got a skeptical mind, and I liked that a lot. So that display of intelligence, I think, along with her little cuteness, was
Hey, you look so nice.
Looking good.
Looking really good, babe. One-on-one date time that they've ever had. Myself and my sister wife, Jen, would like her to really get serious. And I really just want Nick to feel comfortable and develop that confidence and trust in Danielle.
I know she'll just be like, wow.
Yeah. Are you excited?
More than a little bit, yeah. Maybe a little bit nervous, but I'm still pretty excited.
A one-on-one date for the first time is a big step, absolutely. But
We have no rules to dating and specifically with intimacy.
I'm not generally looking to be intimate right away anyway. And now I know they would be okay with it, sure, but it's something that I like to withhold myself.
I guess that's probably why we don't have rules, I guess you could say, in that sense, because Nick regulates himself in a way that I appreciate and trust. Tell her we said hello.
Yes, April and I will be anxiously here waiting to hear how it all goes.
All right. This date is important for Danielle and I to get a sense of each other on our own, just to see what sort of bond we're able to make and establish just between her and I. I like to think I'm prepared to add another wife into our house. I usually just try to keep myself open, so I'm hoping things go well. Hey.
Hi, baby.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. I think you look fantastic.
Wow.
My name is Danielle, and my relationship with Nick is, I would say at this point, we're dating.
I'm trying not to show that I'm nervous. Can you tell?
We met through social media, and we kind of started, it started April and I getting to know each other, and just kind of, explaining what they have going on.
It's funny. You still give me butterflies.
Aw, baby, you too. I have never been in a polygamous relationship before. My initial reaction to polygamy when I met April was kind of shocked, almost overwhelming. I'm a pretty, fluid, open person, but I've, only been in relationships, one-on-one. So it was a lot. I was like, oh my gosh, there's 3 of you guys and 1 of me. Hi, baby. Happy to be here with you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
Just get to connect and touch base with you and I,
Yeah.
Just really wanted to kind of give you an idea of where it is that we are all hoping that this is going to progress. I mean, it's been nice spending some time together. I'm always concerned that this is going to be something that Danielle is doing right now, but that she might potentially grow out of.
It hasn't been long enough to really know.
Long enough to really know how deep her dedication or interest go. One of the biggest.
To be honest with you, I was thinking the same thing that he just said there, because I'm thinking girl's a bit too eager for my liking, She's just all like, yeah, bubbly, yeah, I'm just like, I feel like this is more like, she gives me vibes of someone who's like just excited to be around a guy that she finds very attractive, very handsome, and maybe in some way she might even think that this guy's maybe low-key out of her league, I don't know, or maybe he's a guy that's a bit older and more mature. She's like, oh, this is nice, this isn't my normal thing, you know what I mean? And you know what, like I definitely want that wood, you know what I mean? She wants it. She was like, if I gotta try this polygamous stuff, I mean, let me try it, why not? I mean, I don't mind girls anyway, That's the vibes that I am getting personally from this girl, to be honest. So I think that once she's kind of been worn out from the experience, she can be like, oh no, this ain't for me, to be honest with you. But that's just the vibes that I'm getting, because she gives me those very vibes. I don't know, she's just too bubbly for me, Like the enthusiasm is a bit concerning. That's just me. Honestly, if I meet someone and they're just too like. It's like, damn, like they give me vibes of someone who's more than happy to do anything just to make sure that I don't go nowhere, just to keep me around. Do you know what I mean? And that's not very attractive, to be honest with you. That's a big red flag still. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's nice. I think it depends on how someone does it. There's people that, they give you the vibes of like, they're more than happy to compromise. They're more than happy to do this and that to keep you around, and it feels like a healthy vibe. But then there's people that do it like as if like yeah, without me saying the word, but yeah. And sadly, I'm getting low-key those vibes, I'm just saying how I'm reading it so far. But I hope in this situation that I'm wrong. The rest of the ones so far, I hope I'm correct. I don't want to lie to you. But this one, but let's get into it.
Making sure that the individuals know that we are seriously committed to each other. Some people make the misconception of thinking we have an open relationship. That's just not the case at all.
I really like you guys.
Yeah, you think so?
That's
That's sweet. Thank you.
That's really sweet. Thank you.
I appreciate it. There's just so many aspects of being in a relationship like this. One thing that always concerns me, bringing someone else in, I want to make sure that I don't ruin who we are collectively. We want to build something that we can maintain for the long run. If Danielle doesn't have that same goal, I would definitely be disappointed.
Coming up,
I'm excited, nervous. While we're waiting on
we're in California, how weird is that? And we're meeting a potential sister wife.
While we're waiting on Roberta to get to America, we've been courting a potential third sister wife.
We have been getting to know Leah for about, I think it's like 3 weeks now.
I met her on social media.
We drove here to Los Angeles to meet her in person for the first time. It is also our anniversary, so it's kind of a nice excuse to get away. Stay a little longer and get some time together and meet Leah too.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm excited, nervous. I don't think Leah ever told me how tall she is. So that'll be interesting to find out.
You're an average guy, I would say, I guess.
It's true. I'm not
5'8".
too tall, so.
He's not too tall. Garrett, can we start talking to somebody and be like, did you ask her how tall she is? Not like my first question out the gate, but could be wife number 3. Oh my god.
OMG. Or like Bert would say, oh my.
LOL.
Bert would go, oh my god.
Oh, she went, oh my gosh. It's definitely kind of a big deal for us meeting Leah today. We have not dated since Roberta came into our life. Remember how to date?
I'll figure it out.
I'll let you hug her first.
Oh, come on. You know you're going to run up to her. I think you did that with Roberta, too.
I guess I did, huh? You're going to do your funny giggle, aren't you? Like, Roberta does know that we're courting another wife. She was really hoping that she could come here first before a third was added. And Roberta has been very insecure and jealous. Do you see her? But Leah just kind of fell into her lap, so we feel like why not try and see if something's there, even though Bert isn't here yet? Like, do we just turn Leah away because it's not the right time, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, girl.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. My first impression of seeing Leah is that she's very pretty. She's tall. Definitely. I didn't think she'd be so tall.
Oh my god. I'm happy to see you guys.
Is this real?
I know.
Still, I need to get pinched.
My name's Leah, and I'm here to meet the Merrifields and potential sister wife. like shaking.
I'm calling it right now. Leah is coming in to run the show. She is coming in to run the show. I mean, at first when he was like, she's a bit tall, I was like, this guy's a bit concerned that he may not be able to boss her around a little bit. But I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm reaching, so let me not say anything right now. But then Leah comes in and she sits in that passion. She gets shotgun straight away. I mean, maybe that's just a polite thing to do, you know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, boy, if I was with a shotgun before you, I'm staying shotgun, you know what I mean? But lucky for me, I'm a driver, so I ain't gonna worry about a shotgun seat, you dig what I'm saying? But notice though, as the driver, whoever's in a shotgun seat now, okay, anyway, so nonetheless though, and the way she's coming with sudden energy, I feel like Leah's coming in to kind of set the tone, to say that this is how things are gonna go. And the fact that she's already been in a polygamous relationship as well, which is very different to some of the other couples so far we've seen, because a lot of the other couples, you know, it's their first time basically being in a polygamous relationship. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that they've done prior. So Leah is the only person coming into the show, right now, who's coming into it with experience, which means that she's gonna know certain things and she's gonna be able to flip certain things in her favor. And I'm just calling it. Leah's gonna be running the show. Tell me otherwise, but she's gonna be running the show. I see it already, but let's get it.
They picked me up from the airport, was like, oh my gosh, he is so handsome. And he just made me so nervous. And like, we were both shaking. Like, I was like, why are you shaking? And he was like, that's not me, that's you.
This is so cute.
What, my hat? Don't be trying to steal it, girl.
I am.
Don't be trying to take it. Actually,
I can't say it.
So what's up?
Not too much.
What's the plan?
I guess go back to the Airbnb and just chill, relax a little bit, get to know each other.
Get safe eating. I'm so hungry, you guys. Oh
Really?
my God, I'm like starving. My parents lived a plural lifestyle, and I attempted a plural relationship before. For me, polygamy is just a lifestyle choice. I'm not doing it for any specific religious reasons. The dynamic of having multiple adults in the household is the way I grew up. I'm just so used to it. I don't think that I would be able to be in a singular relationship. I think I wouldn't know what to do.
I was thinking it'd probably be cool if we do maybe a call or a video chat with Bert. I'm worried about how Roberta will adjust to this dynamic because she's very insecure and jealous.
Okay, that is episode 1 of season 4 out of the way, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I am excited for the season to come, because there's already madness, and there's a few couples that were in the trailer that we haven't even seen yet, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in next week's episode as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode as much as I did. Of course, for anyone that's already a part of the polygamous lifestyle and you know a little bit more here and there, please let us know in the comment section, obviously, your thoughts. You know, do you feel like everything that you're witnessing right now is what generally goes down, or do you feel like TLC is just basically doing what TLC does best and basically scripting everything and whatnot? But nonetheless though, either way though, and also let me know what you think about everything that I had to say, and of course I'll have a conversation with you down below, or like your thing if I just agree with you and have nothing else to add, if you dig what I'm saying. But nonetheless though, for me myself in particular, man, that was a very good episode, apart from that one guy who I already called it to be a narcissist. But then again though, I already noticed that each couple, I think most of the men, all the men so far are definitely the ones who are controlling the narrative. But now we got Leah, who I think is now going to come in and she's going to be like, no, I am the boss, to be honest with you. But right now, definitely the men are the ones that are pulling the strings, you know what I mean? Which is quite interesting to see, obviously, how things develop as time goes by, you know what I mean? But hey, either way though, let me know what you're thinking. Subscribe, notification bells on, like, and also feel free to join Patreon as well, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, we are done and we are out. Peace.